Mr. Indian Territory is gagged. He cannot speak during this ceremony. He's been restrained. Our Miss Pioneer, Oklahoma, played by Glenda Deer Kickapoo, with her, I don't know what you call them, hanging down there. And then Nathaniel Batchelder, who we call Batch.
I'm Andrew Jackson, I guess.
He's playing Andrew Jackson. What a guy. Don't scalp him too soon. What was his name? I know you like it, Mom. Yeah. Get over here.
I guess I'm the white minister to unite these lovely beings here. Ladies and gentlemen of the Oklahoma and Indian Territories, we are assembled here in the presence of God, Andrew Jackson, and these suitors to join Oklahoma Territory and Indian Territory in the marriage of statehood. In the beginning, this land was the land of Indian nations. Then white people came, taking the land as they could, and slowly invading across the face of the continent. Despite legal and armed resistance to the encroachment on their lands, the great white father of the groom removed many Indians from their homes in the east and forced them into the homes of Indians in the west, so that his own children may occupy and live in those homes. But even this did not satisfy his children, so they continued westward, ever more invading Indian country until the last bit of Indian country was rushed upon and parceled out against the will of the indigenous people of the land, so that now we have come to this wedding and the joining of these two territories. Marriage and statehood is a solemn, sacred, and serious union, and not to be entered into lightly or without the consent of the two territories. Miss Oklahoma Pioneer, do you consent to these proceedings?
As God, Andrew Jackson, and these suitors is my witness, I reckon I shall do.
Mr. Indian Territory, do you consent to these proceedings? Well, that's what I thought. Very well, let us continue in the eyes of God. Andrew Jackson and Charles Curtis, who could not be with us. He's probably in the porta potty out there. Who gives this woman away in unholy matrimony?
You do.
I, Andrew Jackson, do.
Do you, Miss Pioneer, spirit of the American lust for Indian land, take this Indian man to be your unlawfully taken husband, to rush him before he's had a chance to stand up, to ravage him when he is down, forsaking all his history in favor of whitewashing your crimes and covering the injustice of land theft over his objections?
I so do. You know you want it.
That's after the ceremony. Do you promise to ignore any and all agreements you make with him when it suits your needs?
I sure do.
Do you promise to turn a blind eye when he implores you to teach the truth and Indian history to your children?
I sure do.
And do you promise to renege on your promises that you made to him in exchange for his land?
I reckon I do.
And do you promise to abuse the sovereignty of his children whenever you are in the mood to?
Yeah.
Mr. Indian Territory, do you, the Indian man, symbol of the Indian Territory and father of Indian children allow this pioneer woman to take you against your will, without your consent, and over your objection, so that she may attempt to convert you to her government, her religion, and her culture.
No way.
He sure did. And do you promise to forsake the truth in order to allow her to whitewash and cover history so that she may hide her crimes and assuage herself of her guilt? Thank you. And do you promise to turn away when she attempts to exclude your story from the history of this state? Very well then. You may now place the seal of statehood on your husband. I'm not sure we want to see what that seal is. The seal of statehood is a symbol. The seal of statehood is a symbol of the absorption of Indian territory into Oklahoma territory and the continued assault upon Indian history, culture, and sovereignty. In celebration of these 100 years of land theft, the attempt is made once more to neglect the Indian side of the story and to hide the taking of Indian land from the rightful owners, the Indian people of Oklahoma. Before I proclaim you hitched in the eyes of the great white father, where are you at, Andrew Jackson? Now you as the congregation, is there anyone here who has just cause as to why these two should not be joined in statehood? And if so, let them speak now as their ancestors could not, and let their voices be heard as they were not the first time. Indians in the congregation. Indians in the congregation, does anyone object to this union? Even her bosoms object. I think that ends our